about ready. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know it was what it was. You knew you were taking
Morning to everybody. How's everybody feeling this morning?
awesome.
First thing I want to touch on is many of you noticed that the staff and a lot of us are not wearing masks. Yesterday, Sebring told us that outside masks are now optional. So if you are choosing to wear one, you can, and you can continue to do so. If we are in an indoor spot or under the garages, they're asking if you are not vaccinated to leave your mask on. If you are vaccinated and you're in an indoor spot, you have the option to use a mask or to not use a mask. So I think we can all give a round of applause. So this is finally, hopefully, coming to an end. Right, so welcome to Chin Track Days at Sebring. We're presented today by Gcs Racing, Florida's home of Porsche Podiums. The Gcs guys, if you've got a Porsche, they can do everything from prep your car to get it here. They can service it for you. They can tow it here for you, where you can just show up and ride and drive. Ron and Eric, I believe, are both here, and they're usually at the end of the paddock down here. So if you've got a Porsche, you want to know what you can do to make your car last longer for the day, or instruction or transport or anything like that, they can certainly help you out with that. So please go check them out. So today your track day has started with the driver's meeting, everybody's favorite part of the day. And quick note to everybody who's watching online, this is probably going to be the last online meeting that we have at Sebring, because now we can gather in person. If you are watching online, we're going to have our breakout meetings for each group at the end of this meeting. So as it gets towards the end, please start headed this way so you can attend your breakout meeting. I certainly do not put this event on by myself. My name is Will Conklin. I'm the event manager for today's event. I'm helped out by quite a big staff today of people. I've got Jim Pomeroy, number 2 here today. Jack Beecham and Austin Self, our other 2 event managers, are also here. They're hiding in the trailer currently. And then we've got all our chief instructors here today. I've got Vic Leo, Josh Feingold, and Mike Dayton. Here's our chief instructors. So if you guys have any problems, any issues, any questions, anything that you need to ask or see us about, just come look for our fancy yellow shirts here. Come and see us, and we'd be glad to help you out with any questions or anything going on. I'd like all our novice instructors here to raise your hands today. All your instructors. That's it? No instructors? Come on, Dan, raise your hand. I want to give you all a round of applause. All the novices that come out, all the people starting in this hobby, they would not be able to do that if we didn't have such a great staff of novice instructors coming out and helping to do that. Any of you drivers that have been around for quite a while, maybe you're in the advanced group and you want to start instructing and start giving the things you've learned to other people in this hobby, please ask one of us and let us know how you can become an instructor. We also have a big help from a familiar face. Bill McClendon is here today as well. Glad to see Bill back. He's always a big hand. So we all have one core mission today. We're going to give you all the ingredients to put on a great track day. We've got the track here. We've got beautiful weather. Very, very 1% chance of rain, I believe is what they said today. So it should be nice, good, sunny laps all day long. High temp of around 85 today, so not too bad for Florida. We're going to put all those ingredients together and leave it up to you to have a good track day. The reason we do that is it wouldn't be very much fun if we drove your cars around for you. So you guys are going to be the ones responsible out there. And normally what we find is when something goes wrong during the track day, it's because of something somebody has done out on track. So all of y'all are in control of that. It can make us have a nice, fun track day today and get through it without any incidents or issues. Sound like a plan? All right. So, novices. We have quite a few novices here today. Novices, raise your hand. Welcome. I'm going to give you all a round of applause. Thank you for coming out. Don't want to do that to embarrass you or to get you, worried, or I know your nerves and everything are up, but just remember, everybody around you is your friend here. Everybody around you is also a novice at some point, and they had their first day on track and were feeling just as you did. If you're here by yourself, you've just met yourself a whole bunch of new friends. If you have any questions, problems, concerns, where to set your tire pressure, what you're doing wrong in a turn, you'll have an instructor with you to help you with that, but also you've got the entire group here that all your new friends. Ask the person next to you. They can give you some tips, some ideas, and just help you out with things that are going on. If nobody around wants to talk to you, come to the trailer. We'll be glad to talk to you and welcome to our hobby. So thank you very much for coming out. Quick thing I like to do is give our giveaway from Stoner Car Care products. Stoner provides us with products to give to you guys, and we give those away to the first instructor and the first driver that signs up for our event. We're also going to give you one of our rare Chin Track Days koozies. They retail for around $5.99, but we're going to give you one for free today. Or you can pick up 2 for $3 if you want at the trailer as a special. First driver today is Griffin De Brule. Griffin, are you here? All right. Thank you, Griffin. We appreciate that. We sit on our computers till we see somebody register to make sure that our old website is still working properly. All right, our first instructor was Dan Toro. All right, Dan. Thank you very much. Our registration always goes live on Mondays at 9 p.m. I believe we have another Sebring event coming up this Monday that's going to go live. So all y'all that want to get in, Novices, get in early. That's our July 10th event that's coming up this Monday at 9:30. Today we're going to run our standard 3-run group format. Those 3 run groups are green. So if you've got a green wristband, orange wristband, or yellow wristband, you'll be in our green group today. That's limited passing. It's passing only on the straights. The straight will be the front straight here, right in front of the pits, which is turn 17 through turn 1. We're also going to have passing from the bridge at turn 6 all the way to the safety pin at turn 7. Then from turn 7 all the way to turn 10, there's a little bit of a curve there, but we're going to consider that a straightaway, so point bys can be given there. You can get 1 car by between turn 13 and turn 14, which is the tower turn to Bishop's Bend, and then all the way down the back straight from 16 to 17 in the green group. So the green group drivers, those are people who are new to the hobby. Green group, you'll be with an instructor at all times. If you have a yellow or orange wristband, you're either new to the track here or maybe recently solo qualified, and those are the ones who will be on track at that time. Next group is the blue group, which is our intermediate solo group. Intermediate solo's got a bunch of laps here, and passing is going to be allowed anywhere on the track with a point by, anywhere that you're comfortable. So if you get to a point and you're not real comfortable giving a point by there, you can hold off and give them a point by right after that. But we want you guys to learn and build up to try and be comfortable and give those point bys anywhere on the track. Red group is our most advanced groups. They have thousands of laps here at Sebring, hundreds of thousands of dollars probably in their hobby getting here to do this. But they are, instead of just outright pace, they also have no restrictions on passing. Point bys are required, but the expectation is that when the car reaches your back bumper in the red group, you've already given them a point by. They should never have to lift or slow down before they get the point by to go by you. So does anybody know what the biggest complaint that we have at the trailer at every event is? Point bys. Somebody either didn't give me a point by or somebody passed me without a point by. That should never happen. That is up to everybody here to do that. If you recognize there's a driver behind you, that driver is faster than you. You know how do you know that they're faster than you? Because they're now behind you and they weren't there previously. So if that car is behind you, let's go ahead and give them a point by, let them go by. If they're faster than you in a specific part of the track, maybe you can learn from them, see what they're doing a little bit differently. If you're going to stay right behind them and on their bumper, they're going to give you that point by as well. If we can do that, be consistent and courteous throughout the day, then we shouldn't have any problems and everybody will get happy, great laps. Sound like a great idea? All right. So if this driver's meeting ever ends today, at 8:30 we're going to start our track orientation laps. Track orientation laps are novices with instructors, helmets on for everybody, and they'll be done under a standing yellow flag. What this 30-minute session is for is for you to go out. If you haven't been here on track before, you can see all those corner worker stations, where their location is and where they are, because they're going to have a bright yellow flag out the corner worker station. You can also make sure that your car is warmed up, your fluids are warmed up, and most importantly, that your brain is warmed up. If you've been on this track before and it's been a little while, or maybe even yesterday you were on the track, something may have changed overnight. So go out, make sure that everything's where it should be. There aren't any new potholes, maybe a new bump, maybe a rabbit or something out there that wasn't there before, but just keep an eye, get warmed up for the session, so then we can start our regular sessions after that. Because it is standing yellow flag, there's no point bys, no passing in that warm-up session. You can go as fast as you want to go. You are going to be mitigated by the car that's in front of you. If you're held up by a car, you want to go a little bit faster, you can always pull through the pits. They're going to hold you there for a minute and send you back out in traffic behind the next slowest car out there. And that's just how it works out. All right, so the corner workers have asked me to mention to you all, if you have to be flat-towed in today, do not try to bump start your car as they're towing you. If you're trying to bump start your car and they're towing you and you break their tow strap, they're going to charge you for that tow strap and then have to hook another one up, and it's going to delay the getting off the track. So if you're getting flat towed in for whatever reason, just have them get you pulled all the way to the pits and then get going after that. So I'm going to talk a little bit about track etiquette. Let me get over the schedule real quick. So the schedule today, 7:40, like I said, or 8:30, sorry, the warm-up session for all drivers. That's going to be followed by our first red group session at 9 o'clock. Red group session, like I said, unlimited passing with a point by. Our first classroom session will also be at 9 o'clock. So all novices, our classroom session is going to be in the Hall of Fame building, which is the big building right here. 9:30 be followed by our blue session for a blue group. That's blue and purple wristbands. And then followed at 10 a.m. by our green session. That's going to be followed every 30 minutes. We're going to do red, blue, green. 12 o'clock will be our lunch hour. 12:45 will be parade laps. If you have friends and family here or a tow vehicle, or you just want to go around at a little bit slower pace and see some of the things that you're not sure about on track, parade laps will be at 12:45. We're going to line up around 12:30 on the hot pits, and we will leave promptly at 12:45. That's open to anybody with a driver's license, just about in any vehicle, as long as it fits under the bridges. You can go out there, no helmets. It'll be low-speed parade laps to get a look around the track. 1 o'clock, we start back up with the red group. That'll also be our second classroom session for novice drivers. Then 1:30 blue, 2 o'clock green, followed every 30 minutes by red, blue, green again. 4 o'clock will be our 60-minute happy hour. 60-minute happy hour is going to be a little bit different. So we're going to try and fit everybody who's here today on track. All groups can go out. And you're saying to yourself, how are we going to do that? How are we going to fit all these cars out there and all these drivers of different experience levels out on track? We're going to do it by being courteous out there and realize that there are drivers out there with more experience than us and less experience than us. If you see a car out there in the happy hour with 2 X's on the back of the car, that means that's one of our novice drivers with an instructor in the car. So I expect that you more experienced drivers are going to show them the courtesy and show them the experience that you have. Give them a little patience. They're probably not going to give you a point by when you might be expecting it, and let them get by. If you do anything silly, the instructor is going to be in the car with them, and they're going to see what you do as well. So everybody, we're going to be courteous out there. Some of you are going to be tired at the end of the day and not be able to participate in this. Maybe your car's gotten tired. So it usually turns out very well. How many of you have done a happy hour with Chin Track Days before? How many of you think that's some of the best laps that you get during the day? Yep. Everything's warmed up. We have a long schedule today, 3.5 hours of track time. So you don't need to go out there that first lap and try and set that hero lap on the first session, right? You've got all day to work up to get that best lap of the day. All right, so our track etiquette. As I said, the success of this event depends on everybody's mutual cooperation, everybody's respect out there. Remember, this is an HPDE. This is not a race. So when you've passed by somebody, you don't need to cut off right in front of them. You don't need to tuck in behind them to catch that draft. Everybody be courteous out there. We don't want to have any incidents. Pace yourselves, be calm, be disciplined, build up to the end of the day, to those best laps at the end of the day. Make sure that you are prepared mentally, that you've been hydrated, you had lots to drink, ready to go, that your car is ready. Does everybody here have their tow hooks installed in their car already? If you don't have a tow hook installed in your car and it's sitting in your kit that came with your car, you're going to be the one who has a problem out on track. I can almost guarantee it. If they've got to hook up to your car, they're going to do it as quickly as they can to get you off track, and it may not be where you want to have something hooked to your car. So get those tow hooks in. They can get you off the track if there is an incident quickly. Another thing to think about, if you look around the track during your warm-up laps, there are orange painted edges on parts of the wall. Those are cutouts where you can get off the track in case you have an issue. If you run out of fuel, if the car shuts off, if something feels really bad, you don't think you're going to make it back to the pits, go ahead and pull through one of those cutoffs. One of two things can happen. You can pull all the way through the infield back here into the pits, or if you stay there, safety will see you and they will come and get you very quickly. Also, if you do that, that will keep them from stopping the track and let everybody else continue on with their track day. So does everybody here, you ever heard the term red mist before? Anybody here experienced that? Right? So what happens is you're out there on track and you're so focused on setting that lap or catching that driver that you're missing other important things that are going on out there. You're missing your braking point, you're missing your turn in, you're missing that there's a whole other car behind you waiting to pass you. Pay attention to those things. If you see that start happening, dial it back a little bit. come in the pits, reset yourself, reset your brain, and get back on track, because that can cause some dangerous incidents out there. We don't want to see that happen. Like I said earlier, it's going to be warm today. Drink plenty of water. If you guys haven't been in the bathroom in a little while out here, that means you're probably on the edges of being dehydrated. Dehydration can cause memory issues, can cause lapses of judgment. So make sure you're staying well hydrated out today as well. If you guys go 4 wheels off the track surface today, that's either in the grass or even on a paved or concrete surface that is off the track surface. We're expecting you to self-report, come into the pits, let them look at your car. They're going to ask you what happened, make sure you're good to go back on track, and send you back out. If you do not self-report, they will black flag you to pull you in to do that for you. Like I said, if you have an issue, get off the track surface as quick as you can, especially if you're leaking fluids. You can pull to the side, whatever you need to do. Red flag. If we have a red flag today, which we hope we do not, but please stay in your car. If you're the person who has the red flag or you have an issue or incident, stay in your car. Do not get out of your car on track. The only time I ever want to see anybody get out of the car on track is if your car is on fire. I expect you to get out of it as quickly as possible and get over the nearest wall and let safety do their job. You're not going to be able to put the car out yourself when you're sitting there, so just get away from it. Keep yourself safe. Everybody, just reduce the possibility of having an issue today. Drive smarter. Be conscious. Think of your friends that are out there. We all want to see you take your car home in the same condition you brought it, just minus little brakes and little tires. So like I said earlier, Gcs Racing is our presenting partner today. Gcs Racing, home for Porsche Podiums. Ron and Eric Zitza, I'm pretty sure, are here. I've not seen them yet today. I know Eric just had a new little racer. Welcome to the family. But they can help you out with anything Porsche related, Porsche setup, instruction. If you're not sure what's going on with your car, they can help you out with that. So check them out. They're usually at the end of the paddock down here. Our insurance partner, we're Twin Track Days official insurance provider, is Locked In Insurance. You can get Track Day insurance at hpdeinsurance.com. They'll insure the car for things that could possibly happen out there, and you can actually buy that up until the event starts. If you go to buy it right now for today's event, they'll date it when you buy it, and the coverage will start after that. But you can do that right now. Also, event vendors, we have Lyndon and Tom here from Motor Images. Lyndon, what have you got for us today?
Good morning, guys. Just so you know, if you're on the track, you will have photographs of your car. We're here all weekend. We shoot every car that's on track. We then sort them by car numbers. You can stop by our trailer. The tour is starting about lunchtime today. And we have them walled up and see shots of your car in a matter of seconds. We're doing a digital download package this weekend. All the shots of your car that we take over the weekend. Within 2 days, it's 150. And we take a digital download later on the week. And also, if you have price, we do a 3D price between as well. We also do custom prints, and we'll be there on weekends for the pictures, and show you kind of.
Awesome. Thank you, Lyndon. Like you said, I'll be here at the trailer all day, both days. Go check out the awesome pictures that him and Tom get of your car. Also, we have Gcs Transport today. George is here. He can transport your vehicle to any of these bucket list tracks that we go to. I think he has some openings on his sign here. He also has track prepared rentals, so if you don't want to take your own car to the track, want to bring one of his, he can certainly do that for you. Provides instruction as well. George, you got something to say today?
Yes, good morning, everyone. And very excited to see you looking at the computer and excited to what you do at that time. But for us to make this program successful, I had to make a considerable big changes in March of this year. And basically, most of you have a question, how much is it? So it's very simple. To give you a very simple diagram. So you can figure out now you got a chance to move on either the tracks or and my transport can haul 4 cars at the same time. So you have a friend, family member, other people in Russia that going on the same place. Now you can I can transport the car. What makes this program work is that you can fly into any racetracks in the country on Friday, drive Saturday, Sunday, and be home Sunday night. You haven't even used a day of work. And somehow most of you guys are more valuable than necessary money. And very surprisingly, many of the drivers they own their own truck and trailer. They just recognize the value of not able to drive 2 days there, 2 days on the track, and 2 days home. As you can see on this board, I have some openings, upcoming events, Barber, Pittsburgh, Mid-Ohio, and PIR. So I would love to have you there. I know we love Sebring, but I promise you there are other tracks out there just as exciting. I would would like to give out a 20 calendars for 2021 for those of you who are interested. It's a little late, but about the race cars or rental cars. It's 2 vehicles that have your BMWs. One is a Etiquette BMW M3 with the Gcs transmission. For those of you who are still struggling with the 3 pedals and 2 foot. And the other one is a full racing car, which is at this point is here today for testing. More than welcome to stop by. And really, it's for right different than the big one. Thank you.
Thank you, George. Also like to mention G-Lock Brakes. G-Lock Brakes is Chin Track Day's supplier of race performance brake pads. They've got a compound, several different compounds for your car. They make them for all makes, models. If you have something odd that they don't make, send them a backing plate and they will make it for you. Please check out G-Lock Brakes at glockbrakes.com. All Chin Track Days members get a 10% off. Instructors, y'all get a 20% off from G-Lock Brakes. We actually run those on our Chin cars, and I run them on my personal car as well. They're very good brakes, very good. Also like to mention XP Motorsports. Bob and Ben are here from XP Motorsports. They are also at the end of the paddock here. If you've got a Corvette, Mustang, or Camaro, they're a Corvette, Mustang, and Camaro specialist. Can help you save your track day. Just about any car, if you've got a brake issue, brake fluid issue, check engine light on, or something like that, stop by and see them. They may be able to save your track day and get you going again. Please support them as well. So at this time, we're going to break up into our individual meetings. Instructors, all the instructors, if you will meet with Jack Beecham behind the trailer. With Josh behind the trailer. Red group drivers, if you'll meet with Jack over by the Hall of Fame. Blue group drivers with Austin in the corner over here. And all green and yellow drivers, please hang out here and move in a little bit closer. All right. Everybody close enough they can hear me? Welcome, everybody. Yep, you can go to the blue one. Yep. All right, so we're going to talk real quick about passing today, how passing and point bys work. Passing and point bys are very simple. On the straightaways, when you have somebody behind you, you want to have them pass by on the left. You're going to give your arm completely extended out the window with your finger pointing to let them know on the left. If you're going to give them a point by on the right, it's going to be up over the roof with a finger to the right. Everybody understand that? It's going to be 1 point by for 1 car. If you have 3 cars behind you, you need to give 3 separate and distinct point bys. Do them slow. Don't do this. Because if you do that, and maybe you're frustrated because that car is behind you and you do one of these, you're going to have 4 cars that pass you when you're not expecting it. So no pterodactyl arms, no T-Rex arms. Get your arm out there, get that point by so everybody can see it. We can also use turn signals here at Sebring. If you're going to do a left point by with turn signals, it's 3 blinks to the left. That's for them to pass you on the left. 3 blinks to the right is to pass you on the right. We don't particularly like turn signals as much because most of the time you remember to bring your arm in the window. Sometimes you don't remember to turn those turn signals off. If you leave that on, it's going to cause confusion to the drivers behind you. So make sure that you're looking down, checking to make sure that that turn signal is turned off. When you're coming to the pits, that'll be coming into turn 17, and you're going to make a pit stop. As you're coming down the back straight, let's get the arm out the window with a fist. That's to signal everybody that behind you that you're going to be going into the pits. Once you've given that signal, you must come into the pits. You can't change your mind halfway around 17 and decide, well, maybe I've got enough gas to continue. Come in the pits. If you want to go back out, you can go through the hot pits and go back out again. You can also use hazard lights if you're using signals to do that. Hazard lights will also be an indication. If you see somebody with their arm out the window and that fist or those hazard lights on, that is a valid passing point by signal, so you can go ahead and pass them like that. So does anybody know what side you give a point by on? How do you know which side? Very simple. Yep. If you're coming up to turn 1, it's a left-hand turn. You're going to point them by on the left. You want them to get in front of you before you enter that turn so they can hit the apex and you can follow that behind them. Just tuck in behind them. It should be very seamless, very easy to do. If you get confused and give them a point by on the wrong side, just recognize that. If you've got an instructor with you, they're going to let you know that that was the wrong side, but don't change your mind. Don't give a signal and then change. Also, don't give one of these signals. This is the most difficult pass to make in motorsports. If anybody makes that here today, you're probably going to get pulled off track, but I might give you a round of applause if you do it successfully. But don't do the pass over the car. It's very difficult to do. Got a lot of different cars out here, different driver experience levels, different horsepower out here. So if you're in a Corvette and a Miata or BRZ comes up behind you and they're on your tail, they might not be as fast. So if you give them that point by on the straightaway, you're going to be able to pull away from them. But if you've given them the point by, let's breathe off the throttle a little bit, let them get by you, because if not, they're going to catch right up behind you again in those next curves. So those lower horsepower cars, give them a little bit. If you've got a lift to get them by you, go ahead and let them lift. And like I said earlier, you should want those cars that are behind you to pass you. It's not a race. Let them go by, see what they're doing. Maybe they've got a completely different line that might work for you, might help you out. Because we like to say a lot here, there's a lot of lower horsepower cars with faster drivers in them. And those cars can get by, you can learn a lot from them. No passing after the checkered flag. Any questions on passing, point bys, anything like that?
Yeah, where is the passing?
Passing in yellow and green is anywhere on the straightaways. Only on straightaways. So it's going to be down the front straight here, which is from 17 to turn 1. Then it's going to be from the bridge at turn 6 all the way to the kink at 7. After turn 7 all the way to turn 10, there is a little curve there, but we can consider that straight enough that you guys can get by there.
7 to 10.
7 to 10. 13 to 14, you can fit one car by. That's the tower turn. And then from 16 to 17, back straight is passing.
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to speak this way, Sebring, here, because I want to know what the passing rules are for the happy hour. When you're out on the happy hour, you're with some fast group. Okay? Let's find out what the passing rules are for happy hour.
Passing rules for happy hour are going to be blue group passing rules, which means you can give a point by anywhere you feel comfortable on track. If you don't feel comfortable, as soon as you get to a spot that you feel comfortable around that next curve, next bend, then give them that point by at that time. Happy hour is a great time to learn to take a pass in a turn. It's a good time to get a feel for that out there. So try and do that. To move up into the next groups, you're going to want to know how to do that. But if you don't feel comfortable, don't force it. Don't let somebody force you to do that. Everybody be safe and be comfortable out there, but you are allowed to point by anywhere. Great question. All right, so quick 2 things. If you've never been to Sebring before, to get out on pits, this road that's right behind us here, this is a one-way road going this direction. You can go down to the end of the road, past the end of the pit garages here. You're going to make a right and take your second right out onto the hot pits. If you take the first right, it's going to put you on the cold pits in front of all the garages here. So you're going to go out onto hot pits. You're going to stay to the right because cars are going to be coming in off track. There should be some cones there to prevent you from going out. Slowly merge over to the left-hand lane when you're sure there are no cars that are there. When you get to the end, the pit steward's going to check your wristband. Make sure you're in the right group. They want to see you tug on the helmet. Make sure that your neck strap is tight on the helmet. And make sure your belts are on. Then they're going to pull you up. They're going to signal you when it's safe to go out. What they're doing is they're giving you a spot where they know that your car can fit out in there where you should be able to merge into traffic. When you merge out, there's a yellow line on the left-hand side. It's called the blend line. Stay to the right of the blend line until you get to the end of it. But be very careful. If you've never been to Sebring before, the blend line will do something that will cause you an issue. It'll take you right off into the grass at the exit of turn 1. So before you get to that exit, make sure you've crossed that blend line. Check your mirrors, see if anybody's coming behind you. If they are coming behind you, go ahead, throw your arm out the window, let them know that you see them and you're not going to do anything silly. Whatever you do, do not go all the way across the track to track left. That would be very dangerous. Cars going through turn 1 are going through turn 1 anywhere from 70 to 110 miles an hour. You do not want to do that. So definitely stay right, cross that blend line before you get to the grass. Like I said, when you're coming into the pits, halfway down the back straight here, get your arm out the window. Stay as close as you can to the wall all the way around turn 17. You don't want to track out. If you track out, you're going to get in the line of those cars that are coming around that turn 17 very quick. Stay as close as you can to the wall. Pull into the pits. If you came into the pits and you thought, I'm going to go out again, I don't know why I just came in the pits, you can go all the way down, go back out onto the track. If you guys get stuck behind a car that is not giving you a point by out there, and you're like, this is frustrating, I've been out here a lap, and I'm still stuck behind this car. There's 2 things you can do. 1, get a description in the number of that car, but then pull through the pits, just go to the starter, say, I just want to get started back out there. When you go back out, you won't be behind that car again. When you're done with your session, come and let us know, and we'll go have a word with that driver and see what's going on. All right? So novice flag review real quick. We're going to go over the flags that you're going to see on track today. So the first flag you're going to see today, like I said, during the warm-up laps, the standing yellow flag. Standing yellow flag means there is no passing. During the track day, during your sessions today, if you see this, it may just be displayed at 1 or 2 corner worker stations because something's going on. So where the yellow flag is, no passing at all. There's something going on. Get your eyes up. make sure that you're aware that there may be a car off course. If there is something actually on the course, they will be waving the yellow flag. That means something is on the course that you need to pay attention to. If it's just displayed, there's something off course that you need to pay attention to. But there's no passing. Just be careful and cognizant of that. Some of the other flags that we'll see. Yellow and red. This is a debris flag. This will be shown if anything is on the track surface. It could be a car part, could be an animal, could be fluids on the track. If it's fluids, normally they will wave this. Could be sand, dirt, anything like that on the track. That's just to alert you. They're going to show this for 2 laps. After 2 laps, they're going to take this flag down, and that doesn't mean that the debris went away. It means that you all should know that it's there. So just pay attention in those curves or those areas of the track that debris may still be there, and pay attention to the track conditions. If you see this flag come out again, that means there's new debris in that same area again. Blue and yellow flag, this is the passing flag. This means that the corner workers see somebody coming up behind you that looks like they're faster than you. So check your mirrors. When they get to your bumper, go ahead and give them that point by. They'll usually just display it like this. If they're waving it, furling it, or pointing it, that means they've probably shown it to you once or twice and you've ignored it. So please check your mirrors when you see this. If somebody's coming up, let's go ahead and get them on by. Green flag. Green flag simply means that the session is live and the track is open. Very easy one. White flag. Anybody know what the white flag means? Yes, correct. Slow moving. This does not mean you're on the final lap and you should let it all hang out. It means that there's a slower vehicle on track. Could be another participant. Could be a tow truck. Could be one of the safety trucks out there. You just need to pay attention to them. Watch out for them. Slow down. You are allowed to pass under this flag. Meatball flag. It means it's almost lunch. No, meatball flag means something is going on with your car. Could be a fluid leak, could be something hanging off it. Maybe your door's open, a hood pin's out. If you see this flag, they're going to point it at you, let you know. Go ahead, pull into the pits. They're going to tell you what's going on with the car so you can get it corrected. If it's something easy, you can get right back on track. If not, you can come into the pits and get that, or into the paddock and get that taken care of. Black flag. Black flag means that something has happened on track where we need to get everybody off of the track as quick as possible. They will show this at every corner worker station. If you see that, the next time you come down the back straight, put your arm up, go on into the pits. You can hang out in the pits until they get it corrected. They'll send everybody back out as soon as that is over with.
And if it's pointed at you?
If it's pointed at you, that means you did something wrong. Yes, they'll show that 2 ways. If it's pointed at you, you did something wrong, they want to see you. So go see that pit out steward and they'll tell you what you did wrong. If you see that flag and you're like, I am absolutely sure I've done nothing wrong, go ahead and just pit in anyway. If they're going to look at you and say, why are you in here? You're going to say, well, I got black flag. They'll be like, no, you didn't. They'll just send you right back out again. But very easy. Flag we don't want to see, but we do see sometimes. This is a red flag. This means something serious has happened on course. We need to get every driver stopped as quickly as possible so they can get safety out on course. So what I want you to do, if you see a red flag, first thing, check your mirrors. Second thing, come to a slow and controlled stop to the right side of the track within view of a corner worker station. This is so you can watch that corner worker, and once the track is ready to go, they'll change from a red flag to a black flag to get everybody off course. But very important, check your mirrors first. Make sure the driver behind you also notices this red flag, so when you're coming to a stop, that they're going to come to a stop as well. You do not want to emergency brake, panic brake, anything like that when you see this. It's not a red light. And if you slow down and you pull to the right, there isn't a corner worker station, go ahead and proceed slowly to that next corner worker station so that you can get that next instruction for you. Last flag. You won the HPDE. No. They will show this at 15 and at start finish. So this just means your session is over. There is no passing after the checker flag. So just proceed in. You don't have to come to a slowdown. You can still do 80% out there if you want. You just can't do any passing under this flag. So just fall in and come in the next lap and your session is over. Does anybody have any questions? Yes?
Where's the staging area?
On the hot pits.
Okay.
So you're going to go out, pull out in the hot pits. They're going to hold you there and then get you started. Real quick, I want to go over a couple of dates that are coming up because I know y'all are going to want some more track time. So AMP is open currently on the calendar. That is Sunday, May 22nd, Atlanta Motorsports Park, followed by Barber Motorsports Park on the Monday the 23rd. Great trip to go hit 2 tracks in 2 days. Memorial Day doubleheader will be at Pit Race, followed by Mid-Ohio. That's May 29th and 30th at Pit Race, Mid-Ohio. The 31st and June 1st, Mid-Ohio. There are still some intermediate and advanced spots. You have to email me for those if that is your run group. VIR, June 7th and 8th. Road Atlanta on June 26th and 27th. Back at Watkins Glen, June 30th and July 1st, followed by VIR on July 3rd and July 4th. Great holiday weekend as well.
Coda's on June 26th, 27th.
Yep.
You can take your car to Coda if you want to go.
Yep, you've got some room, right?
It's only a short 1,200-mile drive from the Circuit of America's president.
We have room to both those Pittsburgh and
Okay.
for VIR.
One for VIR. There you go.
Yeah, sure. George doesn't.
No problem.
No problem.
Yep. Like I said, July 10th here at Sebring opens up on Monday. There's also June 5th and 6th. We're here at Sebring as well. There are some still spots available for that. So register early, register often for those. Maybe you can win one of those awesome koozies. Last questions today. Who's in charge of your safety today? Who? You are, correct. And why is everybody here? That didn't sound like everybody's excited to have fun. Let's hear it. Why is everybody here today? You like your driver's meeting attendant. Y'all have a good time. You're welcome.
Might be joining you.
Back registering here in just a moment. Or orange, that you're running in the green group without an instructor. Yep.
And then I'll stop by to see Bill. He said he'll give me a check out to see if I can upgrade.
Okay.
What time? More or less?
Let's see. Did they schedule that for you already?
I think so.
What's your name? At 11 o'clock. So at 10:50, you're going to pull out in the hustle with the pistol cone set up right in front of the trailer here. Tell me your belts all ready to go, and they'll jump in.
No. That's supposed to have a new driver instructor.
Be your instructor? Yep. Mike, this gentleman needs to find his instructor. He's got him. Mike's got him. Excuse me, guys.
Start to distract him. That's dope.
Everybody going to cooperate today?
So these 1 day, and these are 2 days?
Yes.
I like it.
And the 1 day is, the 2 days are all marked in the system as 2 day. If there's no marking, then they get a 1 day.
Gotcha.